Hey, what's going on, guys? The Horror Man back putting a positive spin on Freddy's Dead, the final nightmare. Last year, Jason and I put a positive spin on A Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake. It probably goes without saying, that movie gets a lot of hate. Ironically, the remake is one of my favorites and one of Jason's favorites in the Elm Street franchise. Meanwhile, Freddy's Dead, the final nightmare, is my least favorite in the franchise, and it's actually the lowest rated on IMDb, with a score of 4.7 out of 10. Compare that to the remake's score of 5.2. Go figure. Jason and I thought it was important for us to cover Freddy's Dead, the final nightmare, because, truthfully, we're really not fans of this movie. We get a lot of criticism sometimes from people telling us that we like everything. No, that's not the case at all. If you're watching our positive spin videos, well then yes, we're going to say positive things about these films. That's the point of the series. As for our regular reviews, well, we choose not to review movies that we don't like, because why waste our time doing that when we can talk about movies that we do like? My point is, no, we don't like everything, and Freddy's Dead is an example of that. Now, I don't hate this sequel, and I know Jason doesn't hate it either. It's just not our favorite, and it's last in our franchise ranking. As a matter of fact, this is a strong contender for my least favorite mainstream slasher sequel overall. But this is a positive spin video, so I'm not going to list all of the things I don't like about Freddy's Dead. I'm going to tell you what I do like. Jason and I recently rewatched this one together to prepare for this positive spin. So, here are my positives. First off, I can't really talk about this one without mentioning the nostalgia I have for it. I saw Freddy's Dead in theaters. This was a 1991 sequel, by the way, the sixth film in the franchise, and marketed as The Final Nightmare. Obviously, this garnered some excitement at the time. Another positive for me is this VHS cover art. This is the original poster art of the film, and I really like it. Of course, it is meant to look 3D, since there is a 3D portion of the movie. I remember receiving 3D glasses upon entering the theater. I like this image of the bus in the background, though, with the lightning. And then just the overall color palette of the cover. Guys, I know I'm spending a lot of time on the artwork here, but I don't have a lot of positives for Freddy's Dead, so stick with me. On to the next one, though. There are certain aspects of the storyline I like. While I'm not particularly a fan of the character, I do like what they tried to do with John Doe. He's sort of the MacGuffin of Freddy's Dead. He gets Marion craned. I like the airplane nightmare sequence. We get Freddy on the broom as the Wicked Witch. And when John Doe breaks through the wall into Springwood, this movie has a weird sort of post-apocalyptic look to it, and I guess I like it. It's bizarre, but intriguing, to say the least, so I'll give it that. I suppose the kills in this are fun, although I do think they're a bit more comedic than they need to be. When I was younger, I remember hating the chalkboard kill. I just didn't understand how scratching a chalkboard could make Carlos's head explode. I mean, it's a nightmare sequence, so I guess it's fine. I did always like Freddy playing video games and using the power glove, but it really is silly. Especially Spencer bouncing up and down the stairs. Entertaining? Sure. So, it's a positive. The Bed of Spikes kill is probably my favorite, even though that one has a silly element as well. As much as I don't personally like it, I suppose someone could see Freddy's backstory in this as another positive. It is cool seeing Freddy Krueger without the burns in the flashbacks. Robert Englund himself is a positive. He's always great. I like the appearance of Roseanne and Tom Arnold. I'm a huge Roseanne fan, so that's a positive. I remember loving that back then when I saw it in theaters as well. And I also like the Alice Cooper appearance. Then, of course, we get the Johnny Depp cameo, which I thought was a fun way to bring him back to the franchise in what was intended to be the final nightmare. Probably my biggest positive of the film, though, and this might sound funny, is the town fair scene. I love carnival, circus, and town fair settings in movies, so this was no exception. I love how, while at the town fair, they realize there are no children there. Admittedly, Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, is not a favorite of mine. Yet there are still things I enjoy about it. But you don't have to agree. This is just my positive spin. Be sure to check out Jason's as well to hear what he likes about Freddy's Dead. What do you think of it? Comment below and let me know. To which hated movie will we next give a positive spin? Check back soon to find out. Until then, thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and, be kind, subscribe.